you doing? My name is Robert, and today I'm going to be teaching you Follow by Breaking Benjamin. Alright, to start things off, guitar has to be tuned in drop C, and if you don't know how to do that, I'm going to have a lesson right here. Okay, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start off here in the intro, and we're going to break it up into a couple parts. For the first part, what we're going to do is start off on the 5th fret and bar that, and do that once. Come down to the 3rd fret and bar that, and do that once. Then play the open on the bottom 3 strings. Then come back to that 3rd fret. Alright, then we're going to come up to the 5th fret and do that 4 times. Alright. Alright, then we're going to lift our fingers up slightly so it's going to be muting it. Alright, so we're going to do that twice. All together. Alright, so now we're going to do the second part, and it's going to start off the same way. We're going to bar the 5th fret. Come down to the 3rd fret. Do the open. But instead of going to that 3rd fret, we're going to come all the way up to the 8th fret, bar that, and do that once. Alright, then we're going to come back down to that 5th fret and do that 4 times. Alright, and then mute it twice. Alright, so it sounds like this. Alright, so the 3rd and 4th part of the main riff is actually just repeating the 1st and 2nd part. So it sounds like this. Alright, so now we're going into the 5th part of the main riff, and we're actually rolling off of the 4th part where we're doing that muting part. Alright, so we're going to do the mute. Alright, then do open on the bottom 3 strings. Alright, so then we're going to do a mute again. Then bar the 3rd fret and do that once. So far we have. Alright, then we're going to come up and bar the 5th fret and do that. So we have this. Alright, so in order for us to cycle back through into the main riff, what we're going to do is bar the 5th fret, and we're going to do that 4 times. Alright, and then mute it twice. Alright, so that 5th part sounds like this. Alright, then you're going to go back into the main riff. Alright, and just remember when you're going to do that verse, you're not going to do the cycle where it's going to be... You're not going to do that for the cycle. You're just going to end there on the 5th fret. You're just going to end right there. Alright, so now we're going to go into the verse, and we're going to break this up into a couple parts as well. We're going to start off playing that 5th fret and just let it ring for 2 measures. Alright, then we're going to do it twice. Then one more time. And alright, then we're going to come down to the 3rd fret and do that twice. Then do it once. And come down to the 1st fret, do that twice. Alright, then do it 6 times. Alright, then come back up to the 3rd fret and do that once. Alright, so all together we have this. Alright, then we're going to do that over again. Alright, so for the second part of the verse, what we're going to do is palm mute. So we're going to take the meat of our palm here and place it above the strings that we're going to be playing. So it's going to be muting it. Alright, so we're going to start off here on the 5th fret on the 6th string and do that 8 times. Alright, then come down to the 3rd fret on the 6th string and do that 8 times. Alright, then come down to the 1st fret on the 6th string and do that 12 times. Alright, then come up to the 3rd fret on the 5th string and do that 4 times. Alright, so it sounds like this. Alright, so we're going to do that 3 times. Alright, and then to build up into the chorus, what we're going to do is just play that 5th fret on the bottom 3 strings, do that once. Alright, then we're just going to mute the bottom 3 strings and do that twice. Alright, so now we're going to go into the chorus, and we're going to start off here barring the 8th fret on the bottom 3 strings, just play that once. Alright, then come down to the 3rd fret and bar that once. Alright. Alright, so now we're going to come up to the 5th fret, and we're going to bar that and do that twice. Then one more time. Then come down to the 3rd fret, do that twice. Then do it one more time. Alright, then come down to the first fret. We're going to do it twice. Then do it once. Then do it twice. Then one more time. Alright. Alright, then come back up to that third fret and just do it once. Alright, so all together. Alright, then you just do it again. Alright, but instead of going to that third fret, we're just going to go back into that main riff, so it sounds like this. Alright, so now we're going to go into the bridge. We're going to break this up into a couple parts. We're going to bar the 6th fret on the bottom 3 strings and do that once. Alright, then come down to the 5th fret and do that once. Come down to the 3rd fret and bar that, do that once. Come down to the 1st fret, bar that, do that once. Then play the open on the bottom 3 strings, do that once. Then go back to that 1st fret on the bottom 3 strings. So it sounds like this. So for the second part of the bridge, what we're going to do is bar the 5th fret on the bottom 3 strings and do that 8 times. Alright, then we're just going to play the open on the bottom 3 strings, do that 8 times. Alright, so it sounds like this. Alright, so after that, what we're going to do is play the first part of the bridge again. Alright, so all together. Alright, so the third part of the main riff is just going to be barring the 5th fret, and we're going to do that 12 times. Alright, then come down to the 3rd fret, bar that, and do that twice. And come up to the 5th fret, bar that, and do that twice. Alright, so it sounds like this. Alright, so the next part of the bridge is just going to be part 1 and part 2 of the bridge over again, so it's going to be this. Alright, so then after that, what we're going to do is part 1 of the bridge again. Alright, and then we're just going to bar the 5th fret on the bottom 3 strings, just do that 16 times. Alright, so altogether the bridge sounds like this. All that's left now is the outro. We're going to start off the same way as the main riff. We're going to bar the 5th fret on the bottom 3 strings and do that once. Come down to the 3rd fret and do that once. Then do open on the bottom 3 strings, do that once. Then come up and bar the 3rd fret and do that once. Go up to the 5th fret, bar that, do that once. Alright, so now what we're going to do is mute the bottom 3 strings, do that twice. Alright, then do open on the bottom 3 strings. Then do 3rd fret, then 5th fret. Alright, so it sounds like this. We're going to do that 4 times all together. Alright, then we're going to just do everything over again. Alright, we're just going to end right there. Alright, so that does it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. If you had any trouble learning the song, just post it down in the comments below and I'll try to help you out. Otherwise, just leave any requests for any songs you'd like to learn down in the comments below.